Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the Demon Boss YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be covering my IndyCar predictions. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so first up, who's going to win the championship? I personally think that Scott McLaughlin is going to win the championship just because he had a pretty success, obviously his rookie year he got rookie of the year, that was pretty good, and then his last year he was like in the championship battle with Newgarden and then Will Power, and Will Power ended up winning. So I do think, considering this is his third year and his track record in, Australian supercars, I think he's a fantastic driver and he's going to win the overall championship. And if he doesn't win it, it's definitely going to be Newgarden or maybe even Will Power. So who do I think is going to be the best team overall? I do think the best team, they have the best lineup, and they've probably had the best lineup for a few years now, is probably Team Penske. They have you can probably say they probably have three of the best drivers on the grid right now. They have Scott McLaughlin, Newgarden, and Will Power. And Will Power is the reigning world champion. Newgarden, I think he got second in the championship, and then Scott McLaughlin got third or fourth. So they dominated last season. So if we can take last season for any sort of gauge, there's going to be another dominant season from them. I can't see any other team that has any lineup similar. I mean, there's a few other teams, like Andretti has a pretty good lineup this year. The same with Arrow McLaren. They have a pretty good lineup with Pato O'Ward, Felix Rosenqvist, and Alexander Rossi. But overall, they're star drivers, but the Penske team are proven star drivers, so that's definitely going to be interesting. So I think, unfortunately, the biggest letdown, well, this is kind of a prediction. I don't want to come true because I personally like Romain Grosjean. I do think he's a pretty good driver. He doesn't have the best track record in F1. IndyCar, he had a rough start to his first season, and then he got signed by Andretti. He had some pretty good improvement last year, and it was the first year with a new team, so maybe there's some new team, kind of whatever. So I want him to improve this year, but I do see him having another bad year because he has some pretty good teammates. He's against, some pretty good guys, so it's definitely going to be a hard thing, especially just against his teammates and against the rest of the grid. So yeah, I don't want that to come true, but I can see it coming true. I think by letdown, I don't think he's necessarily going to be bottom of the pack, but he's definitely not going to be fighting for wins every weekend. And I think he'll get a few wins. Maybe I know he has a few good tracks, the Indy GP. He's pretty good at that track. So I do think there could be some contention for, an Indy GP win. But I don't know. Other than that, there's a few other tracks that he probably could do pretty well on. So I'm hoping he has a bit of an improvement, but unfortunately, I think he won't be able to hold up against his teammates or the rest of the grid. But tell me what you guys think, if you think he's going to improve or not. And for my biggest improvement, I think that the biggest improvement we're going to see this year is Colton Herta. I mean, he had a pretty good season last year, and unfortunately, he's almost in his, if you remember the early days of Max Verstappen, he's kind of in that kind of early kind of pushing. He's really fast, but he crashes too much. In the last few years, he's kind of thrown some really good wins away. I don't think that was last year. I think that was the year before. He had a almost awesome win at the Nashville street circuit, but then he just threw it away, and it was such a kind of just silly mistake that he could have avoided it easily. But it was just one of them things where he had a pretty good lead, but he just threw it away, and less of that, and I see him being able to get into, I see him, and I know I think he's number one choice for the Andretti F1 team project if that comes out. So definitely, I would like to see him. I don't know if he's going to win the championship. I do hope I think he has a good shot in the championship as long as he just keeps everything tidy and clean. I think he can do that, and that would be really good for him, just to prove to the whole world he deserves an F1 seat. So I definitely want him to improve. And I think for the biggest surprise for the season, I definitely think that Callum Ilott is going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. He had some really good finishes last year. I think he got a few top 10s. Considering he's in one of the smallest budget teams, it was kind of impressive what he could do. So I don't think he's necessarily gonna dominate because he's he's in superior machinery compared to his competitors. But I think if he could continue with a few more top 10 finishes, and again, he kind of had the same thing as Colton Herta, where he kind of made a few mistakes. Well, you make mistakes. He's not really used to the car, but I definitely think he can improve. And finally, who's going to get their first win this season? Again, I'm going to go with Callum Eilert. I think he has a potential to get a win this season. I just seen so much potential last year, and he's just going to get a surprise win. I think something's going to happen. He's going to be able to pick something up like pit strategy or even, track, because he has pretty good pace considering the car he has. I think he's going to be able to somehow grab a surprise win, what will just be awesome. And then I hopefully can see him getting signed by a bigger team. Hopefully one of, the Andretti or even like Penske would pick him up. So that would be really cool if that would happen for him, but he definitely deserves it. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you could tell me your your thoughts, your opinions. I will leave kind of the template in the comment section below, and you can fill them out and see what you think. I'm kind of interested. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later.